Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to Post Cologne. Today we're taking a look at Paris Corner's Kaheela Lux. Alright, so Kaheela Lux is from the House of Paris Corner. It's an eau de parfum concentration, and I picked this bad boy up for $36 at Perfume Online. Link's gonna be down in the description if you decide you want to check this one out. Also have a coupon code. Save yourself $5 at Perfume Online if you decide you want to shop with them. Presentation on this is quite nice. Nice thick cardboard box, has a nice kind of shimmery gold on the front of this, all the necessaries on the back, and it does open up like so to reveal our beautiful looking bottle sitting in this nice kind of velvety styrofoam sort of casing to it. Nice cutout of that shape there, so very well done on the box presentation, and a very nice bottle as well. Nice thick heavy glass, and it has this beautiful horse head cap to this. Some people might find that a little bit tacky, but I kind of happen to like it, and it is a nice thick heavy metal. So presentation on this for 36 bucks, very well done. And the atomizer on this, pretty good, really fat sprays, decent distribution, will definitely get the job done. So like I said, overall for $36, very impressive Paris Corner. So if you were wondering what Paris Corner's Kaheela Lux smells like, you've come to the right place, because I'm about to tell you. This is apparently a clone of Kaheela's Invite Only Amber 23. I'm not familiar with that fragrance, but let me tell you, there is a laundry list worth of notes here. So I'm gonna cut to some B-roll while I list some of these off. Tobacco leaf, sour cherry, honey, chocolate, hazelnut, cinnamon, May rose, Damascus rose, citrus leaf, amber, agarwood, vanilla, benzoin, sandalwood, cypriol, patchouli, and musk. So, a lot going on to this fragrance. Let me tell you what I get from this. In that opening, you really get that sour cherry note pushing forward, along with some tobacco and some cinnamon, but that sour cherry is undeniable. Nice mix of some sweetness, but it does have that tart sour cherry sort of feel going on to it. Nice tobacco playing around the edges with this one, and you get that warm cinnamon coming through as well, just giving this a nice warm spicy feel to it. That chocolate and the hazelnut comes through. It's sitting in the background, but it is noticeable, and it's absolutely delicious. It's like a chocolate covered hazelnut that's just kind of adding to that sweet accord coming from that cherry. A little bit of a booziness comes from that cherry, I find, in the first initial like 5 to 10 minutes, but that does die off as this is working towards the dry down. And I do find the sourness of that cherry does kind of drop down a little bit, and it mixes in with those roses that are in the mid. So it gives it a nice, smooth, silky, sweet style of rose that comes through and kind of intermingles with that cherry, giving that cherry a softness and a kind of an added sweetness to it. Really nice, elegant style of sweet accord that comes through from those roses and those cherries combining. You get a little bit of vanillic accord starting to push through as well. The benzoin, the vanilla, the amber start mixing in, and the amber is what's pushing forward the most with this. As you get towards the dry down, you get a lot more rich wood starting to come through, so that sandalwood comes through, nice, smooth, creamy style of sandalwood, and you get a little punch of this cypriol that comes through, so it adds a little bit more of a kind of a punch to it, a little bit more spiciness coming through, and kind of accentuates the warm, spicy aspects of this. Gets darker, gets deeper, and gets richer from that opening to the dry down. Very elegant, almost luxurious style of fragrance that comes through, and it is absolutely beautiful. That cherry does stay throughout the duration of this fragrance. The chocolate accord does die down as you get towards that, and you're pretty much left with like a nice cherry tobacco with some woods, lots of nice amber that comes through, and some nice warm spices. So beautiful scent accord on this. Like I said, elegant, luxurious, and it is definitely a unisex fragrance in my opinion. The sweetness could tilt, the cherry accord kind of lends itself to the feminine side, but I find the tobacco, some of those spices and that cypriol punch kind of moves it back to more of the masculine side. So it does sit right in the middle. I think both genders could definitely enjoy this. If you're into more of those kind of cherry sweet accords as a male, I think you definitely would enjoy this. So when it comes to the performance of Paris Corner's Kaheela Lux, I get about average performance, maybe a little bit below average when it comes to the longevity and the projection. About 5, maybe 6 hours of longevity off my skin. If I can get some on my clothing, I can push that out a little bit longer. And it does project out for about an hour to an hour and a half moderately. It doesn't push out very hard. This is not a beast mode fragrance by any means. Usually that would be disappointing, but based on the scent profile of this, I can kind of see why it's not. If this was a beast mode fragrance, you'd just be blasting the room with your sour cherry, warm spice style of fragrance, and this is more kind of those intimate, close encounters, elegant style of fragrance. You're not trying to be too obnoxious with it, so I can see why it doesn't project out that hard, but I do wish it lasted a little bit longer. You're definitely gonna have to reapply this one. So overall, I'm not necessarily disappointed with the performance on this, but I'm definitely not thrilled with it. It is average to below average. So when it comes to the where and when, I think Paris Corner's Kaheela Lux would be most appropriate. Definitely think this is a great date night style of fragrance, evening out style of fragrance. That's where this one would definitely be suited best. Like I said, it has this nice, deep, rich, sweet, warm, spicy scent accord going on to this. So it definitely has like a sexiness to it, an allure to it, this intoxicating nature to it for sure. So definitely think this is well suited for date nights and evenings out. It has a little bit of that mysterious vibe going on to it. So an evening out, I think this is just kind of fits that sort of vibe. Definitely kind of a cool weather style of fragrance. I think fall and winter is where this one would shine best, but you could probably pull this off on like a nice cool spring evening and maybe be pushing it if it's a really cool summer evening. You can get away with it, but definitely think it's more suited for the cool weather, and I definitely think this is a great date night, evening out fragrance. So my overall thoughts on Paris Corner's Kaheela Lux. I think this is a very lovely unisex fragrance. I really enjoy how the sour cherry in this comes down into that rosiness, has that kind of candied, soft sweetness to it, and it mixes with that tobacco, that warm spice, the ambery base, the nice sandalwood that comes through, and those spices, the warm spice, the little touches of cypre oil in there. I think this just has a lot of character going on to it. There's a lot of different notes that are intermingling and they work really well. Very smooth, elegant, luxurious fragrance, and I really enjoy the scent accord. Like I said, it's not gonna be for every guy out there necessarily, because this does have that sweet cherry accord going on to it. So it's not the most masculine fragrance. If you're into more masculine fragrances, you probably wanna steer away from this one. And I did forget to mention that this does have a note of oud in it, but the agarwood, I don't pick up on that at all. If it is there, it's more of a woody oud, and I more pick up on the sandalwood. So if you're scared of oud, or you're looking for more of a Middle Eastern vibe going on with the fragrance, you're not gonna find that in Kaheela Lux for sure. So overall, I think this is a beautiful fragrance when it comes to scent accord. I wish the performance was a little bit better, but I think this is perfect for those date nights and those kind of cool evenings out. I think this just fits the bill if you're into that kind of scent accord overall. For 36 bucks, me personally, I think this was a good pickup just because I do enjoy the fragrance, but again, you're not going to get a lot of performance out of this one. So buyer beware if you're looking for something that's really going to perform, and you know, 36 bucks might be kind of pushing it when it comes to kind of cheap fragrance clones. Just putting that out there for you, that it's not the greatest performer, and it is a little bit up in price in comparison to some other fragrances. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Overall, I am quite happy with this. I think it smells absolutely beautiful, and it might be something you want to check out. That's Paris Corner's Kaheela Lux. And I want to hear from you guys. What's another Paris Corner fragrance you want to see me do a review on? Comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. I love getting your different recommendations, your hidden gems, your different taste and scent profiles. I appreciate you. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.